What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go! All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with another episode. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, great, man. I'm not gonna lie, I still wish I had some Thanksgiving leftovers. They were going too quick, man. How about you?
I'm not like I do like I can do like one leftover meal of Thanksgiving and then I'm pretty much done. I'm not like I like leftovers, but I like them like once. Once you get like the third helping, that's too much for me.
But that's the thing, I didn't really get even one. But the thing is, I wish I could spread it out, like, because even though like the leftovers are like, there's different foods that you have for Thanksgiving. You can make different things with the leftovers. Like if you have turkey, you can use it as like the next day for like turkey sandwiches or like a turkey melt.
Yeah.
So I wish you can have that, but like spread out. But I didn't even get the one day, man. Everything was gone.
Oh.
Nah, man. Everything was gone.
Now that's disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it happens. I mean, at least the food was good when there's pretty much nothing left.
This is true.
And then how's everything else with you, man?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Hanging in there. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Just getting ready, figuring out some stuff for Christmas. Trying to figure out what people want. That's the hard thing. Without not giving it away, what you'll get somebody, and then trying to figure out what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's
because you don't want to spend your money on something that they they're not going to use or they don't want. You know what I mean? It's like, but you don't want to straight up ask them either, right?
Yeah, you got to get somebody else to ask them or see if they're mentioning some stuff.
Exactly.
So I mean, we'll wait and see though. Looking forward to hosting Christmas this year, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, nice.
And then let's get right into it, man. I mean, we got week 12 wrapped up. I mean, the Bills beat the Lions. Not much. It was a good game. Even though we probably thought the Bills would win, but I mean the Lions aren't a bad team, man.
No, they aren't. I think they probably get a little bit of a discount because they're the Lions and Dan Campbell's the coach, and I don't know how much people believe in the front office and all that, but the guys play hard. Goff's a competent quarterback. Got a couple of good running backs with Swift and Williams, and obviously Amon St. Brown is turning into top 10 receiver in the league. So yeah, they got some weapons. Their defense outside of Hutchinson and their line is actually pretty good, but their secondary is god awful. The Bills really moved the ball pretty easily. They just couldn't get a touchdown.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's the thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what they build. I mean, I feel like they're a few pieces away from they could probably take over that division the way the division's looking between the Bears and the Packers. So they get.
You gotta watch over the Vikings though. The Vikings are kind of like the quiet. They're not. They're 9-2 now. It's not very quiet. One of the top teams in the NFC. But yeah, you're right. I mean, typically it's been the Packers for gosh, how many years now? But they look like they're on their way down.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the Lions. I mean, they can put up points. So I mean, you can pretty match up what Minnesota does. I mean, it's really going to come down to whose defense is better in that division.
Because Minnesota's defense is not very good either.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said. They're catchable. So, and also for Detroit, I mean they had a few close games. So I mean they could be sending out a reverse record right now as far as wins and losses. So it's gonna be interesting to watch over there to see if they can build it right, because looks like they've been stuck in that curse for a while. So. Mm-hmm. And then there was the Giants and the Cowboys. Giants just couldn't put up enough points, man. And we couldn't get any stops. So, but like I said, man, looks like our talent is catching up to us. We got a lot of players injured. We're going to definitely need some help at the wide receiver spot. And then some other positions. We're getting killed. Our left tackle was getting killed against Lawrence. So.
Yeah, that's a tough Dallas defense. I thought the Giants played okay. Like you said, they're definitely beat up a little bit, but you're right. I mean, ultimately the talent will catch up to you. Dallas is a very talented team on both sides of the ball, and I think if they have Dak for a full season, who knows what that team looks like?
Oh yeah, I think for the Cowboys, it's gonna be interesting to see how things plan out as far as if they can catch the Eagles, and then how they favor in some matchups in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now they're matched up with who do I see? They're matched up with Tom Brady,
yep.
Patriots. No, Patriots. Jesus,
So
Buccaneers.
imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's another team too on the other side. I don't think they. I don't remember who they played. But I
Who?
mean, the Buccaneers.
Oh, they played the Browns. They got beat.
Uh, oh yeah, that was bad. But
Yeah.
I mean, they're struggling too. So, but
Yep.
I feel like as we get ready for this last few week of games, whoever gets hot, that's gonna be one of the teams to fear because we see it every year. So
Yeah, you're right. Who's healthy? Who's getting right at the right time, right? It's similar in a lot of these sports. It's like who's healthy and who's playing well as the season winds down here and who can get hot and make a run.
because we've seen it with the Giants, we've seen it with the Buccaneers. A few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
every pretty much every team's done it. The Bengals, I mean, teams that got hot stayed hot.
Yep.
So
KC.
yep, it's all about whoever can get that string going.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Then there was the Bengals and the Titans. Mentioned the Bengals before. I mean, they're getting healthier. Had a little slow start, but they're definitely going to be one of the teams to beat come playoff time. So
Yeah, absolutely. Just a tough team there. You're right.
and then we have the Bears and your Jets, man. How are you feeling after that game, man?
You know, I almost wish you could gamble down here because I would have put any money on Mike White having a big game because you knew it was coming. I mean, the Bears defense was ripe to get picked apart. They wanted to. I don't think they wanted to stick it to Zach Wilson, but they wanted to be like, look, he's gonna come out here and give the defense crap. We gotta stand up for our guys. And he looked like Palpatine on this, not Palpatine. He looked like Anakin Skywalker on the side over there, getting ready to turn into Darth Vader as the game wore on, and just standing in the rain. Mike White, going for 3 and 3 touchdowns. And the Jets defense did what they do. So I think that if you can have competent quarterback play, and again, he's hitting the open guys. If you look at it, they had a good breakdown. I think I forget what the percentage. I mean, he hit like 95% of his throws were just guys that had separation.
Yep.
So if you can hit those, you can identify the open guy. You can hit your guys. That's all the Jets need to be competitive.
Yeah, just hold. I won't say manage the game, but definitely give some little spark on offense.
Yeah,
And just not create turnovers.
Yeah, you're not creating turnovers. You're taking some chances throwing the ball down the field, but it's not like, I just feel like Zach Wilson was missing guys high, missing them outside. I mean, Mike White's putting it on him, making the receiver make the play, and just keep it on target. That's all they're looking for you to do.
Yeah, be accurate. So,
Yep.
But I think it's gonna be interesting coming up the next few weeks to see if the players react to the same way they did to White to Wilson. So
yeah, I think Wilson will eventually get another chance. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think they're going to leave him out of it as long as White's playing okay. I think Wilson's going to be on the sideline and let things play out.
You have to wait and see, man. You might have another quarterback controversy.
It's already there.
But definitely looking forward to seeing how things playing out. Because I mean, either way, if Wilson doesn't show up, I mean, you guys can always go to White, and because you guys are one of those teams that should be in the playoffs this year, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, they should make the playoffs. I mean, they have a bit of a tough schedule, obviously, in the AFC East is tough. You got the Bills and Dolphins left, and they got to play a couple other, Detroit. So that no cakewalks really left on their schedule. So they can go 3-3, get to 10 wins. I think they have a good chance.
Oh yeah, they'll be right in there. Then we had the Chargers and the Cardinals. I don't like either of these teams, man, but I mean, Chargers pulled it out. Just two teams that just feel like something's off, man.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they're very similar in the respect that they're I'd say right now, as the Chargers are constituted with all their injuries, their defense is a little bit of a mess. I think they do have good talent on the defense. I think they're just beat up. The O-line for the Chargers not very good, and I just don't think that the Cardinals are a well-coached football team. I think that they make a lot of mistakes. Again, I don't know how talented their defense is. I don't think it's very good. I think Kyler Murray showed some signs of life. Moving around a little bit, getting the ball down the field, but yeah, when push came to shove, they needed to stop the Chargers and they couldn't do it. And the the Chargers gave them all the opportunity because I think they punted like six drives in a row, and the Cardinals could not put them away. So yeah, I don't know what to think of these two teams. I think you're right. I think they're kind of on a similar track right now. They're like in that middling range.
Yeah, man. They're just mid, like these kids say.
They're mid.
They're just mid today. So, but I mean, the Cardinals got a bunch of injuries, so as well as the Chargers. But I mean, even with those players that let's say they came back, I still feel like they're still in the middle of the pack. So,
yeah, they are.
Then we had the Packers and the Eagles. Not too much to say here, man. This game didn't, I don't want to say live up to it, but it wasn't really much here, man. Not really an outcome we didn't expect.
Yeah, I thought the Packers had a chance there at the end. A little more competitive than I thought, and Jordan Love coming in, and I think the touchdown pass to Watson was probably more Watson than anything, but I think you're right. There wasn't much we didn't expect there.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I was surprised about was at the fact that we got to see Love a bunch. So, but that was due to Rodgers going out. But I was surprised he didn't force himself back in there. So.
I think he sees the writing on the wall this season, and I think he wasn't just. I know he's got the thumb, but I think his ribs were kind of. You could tell he was kind of stretching weird. It was just like, you know what, screw it. Like, what's the point? Like, I'm not going to hurt myself even more.
Yeah, man. His clock is ticking, man. So
it is.
It's going to be interesting to see this offseason to see if they move on more teams start to question, asking about him to try to get him on their roster. So. Right. There's a bunch of places that could use a quarterback, and I could definitely see him in a different uniform next season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard some rumors about going to the Jets. I was just like, please no. I'm not like an Aaron Rodgers hater. I just like this point in the career, I'm like, no, thank you. We don't need another Brett Favre incident.
I think he's different though. I don't think he'll be as bad as Brett Favre was.
I don't honestly. When Brett Favre was here, I don't think he was that bad. It was just, obviously after the fact, there's some issues, but for the most part, I didn't think he was all that bad when he was here.
Yeah, but as I said, I think he'll be a little bit better, even though, and he's probably got a few more years left. But I don't think New York is one of those places I can see him in. I can see him go with more in one of the West Coast teams. So
yeah, I could see him. Yeah, I mean, he could be in San Francisco or something like that. But I think San Francisco is probably, a good landing spot for him or Brady or someone like that.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe the Saints. That would be a good one too. But
I don't know if the Saints have as much around as these other teams. If you're Rodgers or Brady or someone like that, you're looking for like the perfect spot that's like you got a good defense, you got some offensive players, a good coach, a good program.
I mean,
I'm not sure the Saints are that right now. I just don't think they are.
I don't know, man. I feel like they're just missing the quarterback. So
maybe, but. It's hard for me to tell with Andy Dalton behind, a quarterback.
Yeah, but I think they would have to get a tough head coach there. So Peyton would have to come back, or and have to get somebody else in there. So
yeah.
And then we got Week 13 kicking off tonight. I mean, we got the Bills and the Patriots. Bills just went up 10-7, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Rivalry game, so it's definitely gonna be a tough one for the Bills. But forward to seeing this matchup. I feel like the Patriots can put up some points against them.
They might be able to. I don't know. I don't think the Patriots offense is very good, so I don't think they will unless they can get the run game going with Stevenson and then get those quick passes and get the ball out of Jones's hands, because I just don't think that line is very good, and he's going to get crushed by some of these guys, some of that defensive line on the Bills.
Yeah,
the Bills are getting healthier in the back end too. I mean, Tre'Davious White is back. Jordan Poyer's out there, so they're getting a little healthier on the back too.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing about the Patriots, man. They figure it out. Whatever you're lacking or your weakness is, I mean, they figure it out and they make you pay for it.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, so far the parlay is looking all right. Boy Diggs got a touchdown, and then got a few other players. I just got to get their yards up. So we'll keep an eye on that game. And then we got the Commanders and the Giants. That should be a good game. Two teams, both 7-4, fighting for the top spot in their division, as well as trying to make the playoffs. I don't think they'll win the division, either team, but I mean, this game is important as far as them trying to make the playoffs because there's not so many playoff spots left. And I mean, we're probably looking at two teams already from our same division in the playoffs. So there's not many spots left. So we definitely need to win as much as possible going forward.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can pull this out. I'm hoping we can get Odell. I mean,
well, how'd the visit go today? Any word?
Nah, there wasn't any major news, but I feel like
what are your inside sources saying?
He's probably not going to sign with the Giants, but I still feel like there's still some animosity there from when they said they weren't going to trade him and they traded him. But even though the party at hand that did that is not there, so I mean the owner still approved it. So I mean, maybe
exactly.
It's going to be hard for him to as much as he loved New York, it's going to be hard for him to come back and fight that.
Yeah, it's tough. I could definitely see that. I mean, I think it'd be a decent fit. They need some help there, obviously, but yeah, I just don't. It's tough.
I mean, you got Saquon, that's his boy, but I mean Shepard's there as well, but he's out. So, but the thing is that I mean, there's pretty much no other receivers there, so I mean he's going to get all the touches. So.
Right.
I mean, if he wants to pad his stats and be the man, I mean that's the place to be. All the other places he'll probably go to will probably be like a number 2-3 option. But he's also coming off an injury, so I mean that plays a factor into it. But he also wants a long-term deal, which I think a lot of teams aren't going to give him. So.
Oh, I didn't realize he was looking for a long-term deal. I figured he was looking for like a prove it 1 year and then figure it out in the off season.
Yeah, I think he's kind of looking for a long-term deal, but you never know. Maybe since nobody's giving it to him, maybe he'll want to do a 1-year deal and then prove it. But it's going to be interesting to see how things shake up.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we got your Jets versus the Vikings. You guys going to shut down your boy Jefferson or what, man?
He's a hard guy to shut down. You really just kind of want to contain him. It's almost like the in basketball when we let the number one guy get his points, just make sure you shut everyone else down. I feel like you almost have to do that with the Vikings, is just let Jefferson contain him, maybe put a guy underneath, a guy over the top, or double team him or whatever, but make sure you shut everyone else down. Shut Cook down, shut Thielen down, and make them try to beat you. Jets secondary solid. They got some good CBs, obviously Sauce and DJ Reed, and then they got some good guys on the back end there, LaMarcus Joyner and company. So I think they need to get pressure on Kirk. If Quinnen can get to Kirk, I think he'll go a long way. But I don't think they can shut down Jefferson.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the matchup, Sauce against Jefferson. Two young guys going at it. One at the top of the class as far as receivers, and then Sauce the up and coming corner. Size wise, they're pretty much about the same. No, I think Sauce is probably a little bit bigger, but that's why I'm interested to see it, man. Because last time the Jets had a shutdown corner, Revis Island, it was very fun to watch.
Yeah, their defense is fun to watch. I'll give them that. They get pressure. They cover well. Yeah.
We're going to have to wait and see, man.
For sure.
Don't let Wilson start messing up, because they have to put in White immediately to get that offense going.
Yeah, yep. I was going to say, I'm not as concerned about the offense this week. I think that they can do some damage to the Minnesota defense, even with Mike White in there.
Yeah, that's going to be the Achilles heel for the Minnesota.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these top teams, that's the one thing they're lacking, is that defense. Yep. I don't want to say defense is dead, but it's definitely been absent for a while. Mm-hmm. I almost said for a while. The Bucks had a great defense when they won. The Eagles got a great defense, but we're going to have to wait and see, man. And then speaking of the Eagles, They're playing the Titans this week. I think this is a matchup I'll probably check out because the fact that I think the Eagles struggle against teams that can run the ball.
They do. They got a good pass defense, yeah.
And I mean, they did sign Sue and like 2 other guys, so to help stop the run. So I'm going to see if that has any impact on this game.
Yeah, and they have potentially Jordan Davis coming back either this weekend or next. So, but yeah, their pass defense is one of the best in the league. Obviously, the strength of Tennessee is up front and with Derrick Henry. So it should be a good battle. And then you got the AJ Brown story. Obviously, he didn't want to be traded by the Tennessee, wanted to stay long term, and then they traded him and essentially drafted AJ Brown Jr. and Treylon Burks. So he's still got bad taste in his mouth from that, and I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, he's definitely looking to have a 100-yard game against them. So
oh yeah,
I'm just hoping Tennessee can run the ball effectively, so my boy Henry can get some more touchdowns. I'm gonna need it this week. I need to come back after those two. So
I was gonna say at least Henry didn't get him last week. That's all I gotta say. I was playing him in both my leagues.
And then you got the Chiefs and the Bengals. This is probably going to be the game of the week just because the fact that the Bengals beat them twice last year, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. And I don't want to say this is a revenge game for the Chiefs, but on the other side, the Bengals really don't care. I mean, they don't care anybody.
Did the Bengals win both those games last year?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
And then, but the one in the playoffs, they were down by like 22.
Oh yeah.
At halftime, yeah. Like 3-21 or something like that, some craziness.
Yep.
And then Jamar Chase is coming back, I think, this week. Sat him down last week. He could have went last week, but they sat down an extra week. So 2 young quarterbacks coming at it. Explosive offense on the Bengals side. Explosive offense on the Chiefs side. But the Bengals have that defense.
Chase back this weekend?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. He could have came back last week. So they said he'll probably go this week. So. And then it's just going to come down to stops, man. So
for sure.
The Bengals have the better defense, probably arguably the second secondary in the NFL. Between those 2 safeties compared to the Bills. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
Then we got the Colts and the Cowboys. They should stomp all over the Colts. I mean, that's it, man.
Yeah, you never know. It's like one of those games where that should happen, but. I think the shine on Jeff Saturday is wearing off a little bit, but who knows? Maybe he can get them up for this game.
He wins this game now. I mean, he'll be 2-2 if he wins this game. Right now, he's 1-2. So those other games, the loss was a close game. They played the Eagles good.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. They should have beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, but there's some poor clock management stuff going on. So I mean, hopefully they learn from that in this game and can sneak one against the Cowboys. The Monday night game, we got the Saints and the Buccaneers. It's probably a game I'm gonna skip, man. Not gonna lie.
That one could be boring. That one could be a boring game. It's funny because a couple years ago I would have said, that could be one of the games of the week. But I think this week I think it's gonna be boring.
Yeah, when it was Drew Brees and versus Tom Brady, yeah. But now it's a different man. And then on to the NBA. I mean, not too much here. Trade rumors going around about Westbrook and going to the Pacers. They're saying that the trade should go down any day now, but I think the Lakers are just really skeptical about giving up those projected picks.
Yeah, but I mean, like we talked about offline, like what picks? They don't have picks for like 4 years.
But I mean, if you could take those picks for the next 4 years, you think about it.
I think those picks are extremely valuable. I just it's just you gotta. I just feel like teams are gonna have difficulty looking out that far to take because you still have to match salaries. So you have even if you get Westbrook, you still have to. I forget what percentage you have to come in, but you have to come in close to his whatever he's making this year, $40 million. So you're gonna have to dump some players too. So it's just the finding the right partner. I think honestly it's probably the issue they're having with trying to find someone to take them because I think you're right with the picks. Someone will take those. I think it's just it's just matching up the salaries.
I think with the Pacers, the salaries do match up between Hield and Turner, and I think it was another person. But I think not only do the Pacers want one pick, they want both the picks. So the 27,
Yeah.
20, 28 first round picks. So, maybe they feel like that's too much. I mean, the Lakers put themselves in this position. They had the opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
They had the opportunity to make a whole bunch of different moves during the offseason, and via trade last year, they picked the wrong door. So
yeah, I mean, it's similar, in NFL to the Rams. Obviously, we're seeing the kind of the downside of not having, the picks and being able to kind of supplement your team with younger players. But is it worth it? They won a championship. Some would say yes, some would say no. I don't know. I think there's different schools of thought. I think as a Lakers fan, I would say it wasn't worth it because you have had championships before. If I'm a Rams fan, I'm probably thinking it might be worth it. We did have the Kurt Warner years, but other than that, it's been pretty crummy. Or like if you told me that the Jets would suck for another 15 years, but they'd win the Super Bowl this year, I'd do it 100 times out of 100. So
yeah,
it just depends, I think, on the franchise, and it's a little bit of an odd situation for the Lakers.
Yeah, the thing with the Lakers, I think they're just trying to stay relevant. Amongst the fan base, the California fan base to the Warriors or some of the other sports teams. They're not winning. What they're doing is justify like the numbers they're seeing for like fan attendance and all this other stuff, which we don't see. So
yeah, I think they just made some bad player decisions over the last 3 or 4 years trying to help LeBron out or trying to put guys around LeBron, and it's kind of screwed them.
But that's the thing. I feel like they've been trying to do that, but they've been putting the wrong people around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have, and I would say it's primarily on LeBron because I'm sure they're going to him and saying, "What about this guy?" And he's like, "Yeah, sounds good." I can't figure that they're not consulting him in those moves.
I don't know, man. But maybe we probably won't find out till like the documentary comes out years later.
I will tell you 100% that he is involved in all the player personnel decisions. There's just no way he's not.
No, but I'm saying I wonder if there was some of the moves he vetoed and if they still did it anyway.
Oh, those, yeah. I doubt it. I think you'd hear more bitching and complaining from him because he's been, for all of his annoyances, I think at times he's been pretty quiet on this. He's not. I feel like in Cleveland he kept complaining about how he doesn't have any guys around him and blah blah blah. I don't think you're not really hearing that in LA. So I think that he knows that it's on him a little bit here.
Turn this around. So
yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward if they can or can't. So
yeah, for sure.
And then in other NBA news, your boy Danny ain't man. The Jazz lose 5 straight.
Danny's happy.
I mean, trying to get back on for this sweeps. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
He had a talk with his coach and said, "What are you doing? We're too early on this." The same thing he did with Brad a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean they're not in the lottery yet. I mean, still the top teams are Detroit, Orlando, and San Antonio and Charlotte. So if any of those teams ended up in the lottery, I would hope that he would go to San Antonio or because I don't really care. I'm honestly I'm not gonna watch a Detroit game. Orlando, I'm probably not gonna watch that game. That's a no. The Charlotte, I'll probably watch. I can watch him in ball. I think that'll be a good 1-2 punch with 2 young talents. But outside of that, and I'm not the hugest San Antonio fan. I don't watch too many of the games, but I think that'll be very interesting because they got some young talent on them.
Yeah, I think he'd be good there, especially with Pop being the coach. I think Charlotte's an interesting one. I think you're right. They got some younger talent, especially who knows what's going to happen with Bridges. He was cleared from his legal battle, but still not cleared in the NBA. If you got him, Ball, Rozier, I think that's an interesting one. But yeah, those are probably the two that you're right. Detroit, I feel for Detroit. I think that it'd be nice to have. It's always fun when Detroit's good because they just have like that fan base just has like this attitude and the Celtics and them always play some fun games. So, but you're right. I mean, if they're on TNT, like I'm probably not watching it.
That's the thing, man. All the places, man. I'm sorry to say, I'm not watching those games. So, and I know it's they want them to be on the big market team. So, if they're gonna Knicks tank out,
yeah,
please rig it this year. But we're gonna have to how it plays out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Middleton's coming back, so looking forward to seeing that upcoming Celtics Milwaukee matchup. So.
Yep. Celtics playing well right now. Obviously, because that's the matchup that we're looking at in the playoffs, right? Is the Bucks and what are they like when they have both Giannis and Middleton? So
yeah, two Titans going at it. So,
mm-hmm.
your boy Tatum's been on fire lately, filling the parlays. So
almost dropped a 50 burger in front of the Royal family there last night.
Yeah, you got to let them know, man. So about that gangrene, son. But I mean, him and Brown, that's a great 1-2 punch. They play defense. But like, who needs a coach? Like, I feel like they're like, who needs a coach, man? We know what we're doing over here. So
I saw they had a good story about Missoula, and he said they should approach every game like a sandcastle or something. Because it can wash away, so you have to rebuild it the next game or whatever. And Tatum was like, when he first said it sounded kind of corny, but I think we all kind of like it now.
Probably he's growing on him. So
yeah, exactly. What the hell is this guy talking about? And then I was like, I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, but I feel like the players are playing for themselves this year more so than the coach. They feel like they got something to prove.
In the NBA, I feel like most of the time that's the way it is, anyways. These guys, they're not. It's not like they're writing up offensive schemes and doing all this. They have a few things here and there, but ultimately it comes down to these guys playing the way that they know how to play.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they're playing for, like, the players are playing for each other, like themselves. Like they feel like as a unit, they had the ring on their finger, and they let it slip away.
Yep, exactly. And now they want to get back there and finish it off.
Yeah, I feel like so. Even though the coach is coaching, ultimately, the players doing what they do doing best coaching within each other.
Yep.
Or amongst each other,
sure,
so to say.
For sure.
MLB free agency still in full effect. Nothing as far as the judge movement right now. And then some other players, Correa from the Twins, Turner from the Dodgers, Xander from the Red Sox, Swanson from the Braves. I'm interested to see where DeGrom and Verlander, if they re-sign or go somewhere else.
Yeah, they said Verlander was looking at who was he looking at? Crap, I saw this. Was it the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think it was the Dodgers. No, was it Dodgers or
Maybe
Giants?
It might have been the Giants. You might be right there.
One of those West Coast teams. So Rodon, Contreras, and then I know Anderson signed with the Angels. So seeing with some of these top, but I feel like once Judge falls, that's when everything else is going to happen. So
yeah, it sounds like the Yankees have a pretty big offer out to them. So we'll see.
Yep, clock is ticking, man. But I also think we go pitching, but
yeah.
I don't know how well we're going to do in the department as far as trying to pick up some people or swap some players out for pitching, but let's see.
Yep.
And then outside of that, there was they announced the college football playoff, expanded to 12 teams. So pretty much going to be looking like a mini NFL playoff. So we're going to get more college games. Looks like they're also looking to give some of these team NIL deals to make the playoffs. As far as like advertisements and commercials stuff. So college football is another steroid shot of money. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm I think that the one thing that it's nice about college football regular season is that it means a ton. One loss and your season essentially could be over. So I do think that it hurts that a little bit because I'm thinking if a team like Alabama got in now, right, at a 6 or a 7 seed, I could easily see them rolling through and getting to the finals and coin flip against a team like Georgia. right? So I think that's the only thing. Like, even though, even if Bama loses twice in the regular season, like 2 close games, against like LSU and I forget who else they lost to, but I could just
Tennessee.
see it. Tennessee, right? It would kind of stink for that purpose, but I think that it is nice to have 12 teams in the sense that you can get some different blood in there, and you can make it a little more interesting. And obviously seeing the business side, making some more money there, for the colleges and you know all those folks.
Oh yeah, eventually help spread out the talent, right? So now, if you're like a top recruit, you're saying, okay, I don't only need to go to Alabama, Georgia, or one of the SEC, right? If I go to a top team, I mean, I don't want to say TCU, but I feel like TCU is always in the mix. But one of these other teams, one of the top 12, then I could definitely get in and shine. So
Maybe, I guess it'll depend on how it plays out the first couple of years. It does. So if it goes the first couple of years and it's the same teams in the in the Final Four again, I don't think much changes. I think you're still going to see the Georgias and the Michigans and the Ohio States and Alabamas, obviously, and dominating the recruiting class. But I mean, Nick Saban's acknowledged that it's more difficult now. It's not just about, we can get you the NFL, and Alabama's NFL basically junior over there. Now it's the NIL and those guys making money, and so it's a little more difficult on the recruiting side.
yeah, I feel like we're slowly about to see the resurgence of USC.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll ever get to that Reggie Bush, Matt
that team was fun to
Leinart,
watch.
Lindell White, Mike Williams days, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets up there, because I feel like when they were booming, that was the biggest thing in California.
They were fun to watch, man.
Yeah, everybody was a USC fan. The arena was packed, jam packed. Celebrities coming to the games. I mean, they were electrifying on offense, great on defense. Yeah, the boy Troy Palomaro. Who else was on that defense? I'm trying to think. But he was a defensive inbound. I don't think he did too much. I forgot his name.
Was it?
So there was a defensive end. I don't remember his name.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forget.
Yeah, so I mean, they kind of got the offense. They got some top guys coming in offensively. It's gonna be interesting to see. As well as your boy Manning gonna be in Texas, so I'm looking forward to a future USC Texas matchup, just for the nostalgia and at our bowl game. And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. Got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right. So last week I was going to do a Thanksgiving preview. So this week we'll do a Thanksgiving review instead. So I made one new dish that I hadn't made before. So it did the typical, turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, all that good stuff. This year I did a mushroom gallant. So essentially, it's like a cheesy mushroom, almost like a pastry. So I made my own pastry. Had some fresh herbs in it, thyme, rosemary, parsley. Rolled that up into some flour, water. Put that all together. Kind of made like a little bit of a pastry dough. Cooled it in the fridge for about a half hour. And then cut up some wild mushrooms, about 3 cups. 3 cups of wild mushrooms. Got them in the pan cooking with a little bit of garlic and onion. And then, let those kind of cook down. And then pulled the pastry out, put some creme fraiche on the bottom, almost like a pizza sauce, but, kind of layered the bottom of that with creme fraiche, threw the mushrooms on top. And then on top of that, some freshly grated Parmesan, Gruyere cheese.
Okay.
and then essentially just kind of like folded it over, gave the crust a little egg wash, and it was like a little like mushroom pie served with some fresh thyme, and it was it was pretty good. The only thing I would add maybe next year or not next year, next time I make it, I probably put some ground sausage in there just to add a little bit of protein. But
Okay.
as far as like a meatless kind of mushroom pie, it turned out pretty good.
That's an interesting dish, man. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I'm not the biggest mushroom fan, but I'll definitely give that a try.
Yeah, it had some good flavor. Like again, like I like mushrooms like more or less in smaller doses. Like I don't usually love a ton of them on there. I think they can be overpowering at times, but these were, when they're cooked down and sautéed, I think that they got a lot more flavor and yeah, this one came out pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds as I said, definitely sounds good, man. Definitely may have to give that a taste.
Yeah, it was solid.
And then would you guys drink that down with?
All right, so this beer is from Far Mill Brewing and Barbecue. So it's a little place just outside of Charlotte and Concord, North Carolina. They do their own they have a place in Harrisburg too, which is they're kind of within like 10 miles of each other. But they do their own barbecue there, and it's just a little place kind of off the beaten path. It was near one of the kids' cheerleading competitions, so we were kind of just looking around, found it. People were super nice. Chef came out. We made he made us some pulled pork nachos that were some of the best pulled pork nachos I've ever had.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. A really cool place. So, anyways, the beer that I got there was called it's called Justification. It's actually kind of on the higher side of an ABV. I didn't kind of usually I'm paying attention to that. This time I was just kind of looking for a style that I liked.
Okay.
But this one comes in at 9.3%, so
That was
higher on
pretty
the
heavy.
double end. Yeah. But it was a Citra hopped double IPA. Hazy double IPA, and that's kind of the style that I do like. Very flavorful. Thought it was really good. Citrus. Yeah, that citrus flavor, smooth. We had some nice sun, so it just felt good sitting in the sun drinking it. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. No real kind of nasty aftertaste. Good leaves a good taste in your mouth and ready for another one. I'd probably give it like 8.1.
We're cooking now.
Yeah.
As the heaviness, I feel like I wouldn't be able to have too many of those, but definitely,
No.
definitely want to check it out though.
Yeah, if you're sitting at home, sitting outside on your back porch, you could probably have two of these and be in a good spot.
Yeah, 2 or 3,
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Okay. But definitely have that to the list to check out.
Oh yeah.
Then that's these Bites and Brew, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then not too much for BRRs. Still going through some of the same shows as far as the Devil's Hour, Manifest, Peripheral. There we go. Peripheral. The show.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can never say that damn name right.
I keep seeing highlights for it on Amazon Prime here.
Yeah. After every episode, they're like, "Oh, you should." I'm like, I'm not reading the book yet. But definitely a good show. They got a lot going on as far as the different aspects of the show, but still don't really know. I'm still a little confused about a few things. Definitely has a lot of action. It's more the, I don't want to say, it's definitely like, not too fantasy, but Total Recall-ish.
Yeah.
About the future type stuff. Definitely something you could check out. I think they're on episode 6 or 7 now, after tomorrow. So definitely show you can binge through. I don't know if they'll finish at 8 or 10. So definitely something I'm checking out.
I was gonna ask you if Peripheral was worth watching. I know we've talked about it on here before, but I'm not huge into like the fantasy shows, but I was gonna see what you thought, see if it was something that you think I would get into.
I wouldn't say not yet, because I'm hearing about these 2 other shows on Apple TV, Echoes, and there's another one I forget. Someone told me about. And then outside of that, there was I heard Wednesday was good on Netflix, but I don't know if that's just the Netflix hype. that people are saying is good because
there's nothing else on Netflix right now.
Yeah, I saw something about The Walking Dead. I know it just finished. I think Rick came back in the last episode or something.
Really?
So that makes me want to watch it just to see what happened. But we'll have to wait to see. I feel like I need to be in the mood to go to Walking Dead. So then I need to finish up Andor. Still going through that, which is pretty good.
Andor's good.
And I'm still behind in Yellowstone, man. Was there a new episode last week or this week?
Of what? Yellowstone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Yellowstone had a new episode. I'd say it's still a little bit slow. It's still trying to figure out how they're gonna play this out, but it looks like it looks like they're setting up a battle that it's gonna be Dutton as the governor versus pick a person, right? Like he's gonna have to get into some political wars here with people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a little slow start to the season. Hopefully it starts to pick up. But yeah, I'd say that they hasn't been the best so far.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's up, man.
Yeah.
I know people. I know it's supposed to be the
yeah,
top.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah. Maybe they just start a little slow, then they're picking up. Normally by episode 3, that's when you get a good sense of the season. So
yeah. And
then outside of that, I don't think there's many other shows.
I think you should watch Inside Man. I think you'd like Inside Man.
I'll add it to the list, man. So I'm still looking
for 4 episodes. It's a good it's a good crime drama. Kind of like there's a guy in jail for murdering his wife. He's on death row, but has a PhD in criminology, so people come in and he solves their crimes for them.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, there's a kidnapping murder situation going on, and it's a friend of a girl who's an investigative journalist, and she kind of gets tied up with this guy in jail, and he's kind of directing her to the different clues, right? Because he kind of figured it out early on, and he's kind of trying to push her to it. But it's interesting how they have it all play out.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it, especially if it's 4 episodes. That's not
it's
quick.
Only 4 episodes, quick.
Watch that in a day. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, there's a bunch of stuff I got on my list. I need to get through. Holiday season caught me by a little surprise. Didn't really have much time to catch some stuff, but now I'm back to business. So
back to business.
And then there's a bunch of other movies too. I still didn't get the chance to see Black Adam. To watch that. Then there was The Woman King. I still didn't see yet. I'm trying to think what else. The new Avatar is coming out, but I'll wait on that. I gotta watch that from home. It's 4 hours. It's crazy, so I don't want to be in the movies for that. There was some other movie stuff that dropped. They dropped a new Transformers trailer. That's coming out in May. So I don't know how to feel about it, man. They kind of have some of the Beast looks like a touch on the Beast War stuff with Transformers, but I thought that would be the focus. It didn't seem like the focus. It seemed like they still have a lot of the updated Transformers, and then they're mixing in the Beast War, so you can see some animals that are going to be transforming, which is kind of cool. And then Marvel dropped the other trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so that one I might have to skip, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of that storyline. Yeah, they're good movies. They're funny. I'm just not a big fan of that storyline. So, but there's definitely a bunch of movies to check out for next year. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. So, and I think that's pretty much it, man.
That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.
Until next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.